Alright boys and girls, and welcome back to another building video. This time we're continuing the Perfect Expansion series with a farm base. Inside this little 3x3 is a total of 40 planters. Additionally, the tutorial includes a compound.
If you get this base up to 40 planters, you'll be able to produce 20 ATs every hour and 20 minutes.
And assuming you have guard clones, you are aiming to harvest 22,000 cloth for every 1 hour and 50 minutes.
That's not too bad.
And let's get into the tour of the perfect farm base. We're going to start off outside one of our Satori disconnectables, and I'll flash the upkeep here, and that's going to be repeated 2 times as we have 2 externals, making sure we don't ever lose building privilege in our perfect farm base. Of course, that disconnectable can be broken via placing a roof, allowing you to replace the main TC in the main base if you need to do so. Coming into our gatehouse, it comes with some nasty Patrico angles, and we've plugged the top half to make sure we keep our head safe, and we're only visible from the angle that we are focusing. Exiting out into compound, you'll notice that the water here is a little bit deep, and that can tend to happen depending on where you're building your farm base, but you can make it work with deployables, don't worry. Nice chain link turrets here, and again, I'll look at that peak. Chain link's nice and far from the turrets, so it's going to be a good 5 HVs to break. And the way our furnace lines up, it's a nice extra 5 rockets to come into compound, or they're forced to face with the most disgusting peak in the game, which is definitely not something you want to wind up doing, and I can put a clip here of how that worked out against some raiders. I killed one in raid base.
I'm so exposed.
Killed another one.
Put doors on.
Killed another one, tripled. As we funnel along here, this is towards our main entrance now. You can see the turret coverage here is really quite amazing, and it lines up with 2 extra pieces of chain link, making it a nice hard HV. A little bit of chain link on that shotgun trap, making it impossible to melee out, and still being an absolute problem for raiders who want to come in and potentially take over the bedrooms. Each bedroom comes with some Patrico angles down and along the compound, and you'll want to keep a locker close by inside the breach peak. Breach peak has some nice angles outside the compound, and of course we can look back up towards the base to catch anyone who may be laddering over. This video is all about helping you guys grow hemp and teas, but I also want to help you boys grow your wood, your pine wood. Pine hosting allows you to create your own high-performing Rust server in minutes. Creative plugins are only 1 click away, and so is support if you need it. Base your server from Pine's numerous global locations for good ping, and use code SPINKY to make hosting 30% even more affordable. Become a server owner on any of these games, and if you already own a server and want to switch provider, Pine hosting can make that process buttery smooth. Abuse admin perms, mess around with your friends, or build without any crashes using the link in the description today. We can open up the front door and you can see that creates more peaks into the compound, making it harder to get deeped on once everything is set up. Coming into our nice airlock, we can have good coverage outside the compound, and opening this garage door will take us to the first exciting part about this farm base. We in total have 4 completely unlootable fridges. These fridges can be locked at any time and accessed by all of your teammates, hiding all of your important clones in here, ensuring that anyone who does raid a farm base, they aren't going to get what they want unless they want to individually go round and break each sheet metal unlootable or 8 rockets each, spreading the loot out, making this base harder to hit. In the center, we have a total of 13 planters, and of course that scales up, each module going up and up. On the left and right of the base, we have mobility chutes. They lead into the basement, they lead up to 2nd floor, and they have 1 spare triangle that's again metalled on the outside, and that's for our TC. Around the opposite side, we house a large battery, and you'll only need 1 for all the electricity inside the space. Another favorite part about this design is the basement. This is where you can store all of your pumps. You're only going to need 3 for this base design. However, there's space for some more things down here too, if you want. Jumping around, we have the opposite side where the battery is, as I said. And then we can jump up our mobility chutes that have the maximum garage doors to keep the door cost nice and high here. Exiting out into the 2nd floor, we repeat the same module. We need 4 lights and 4 sprinklers to cover 13 planters on this level, bringing our total to 26 planters at the moment. Again, on the left and right, we have more utility, and this is some early game peaks that look perfectly at our furnace and towards our compound walls, which is most likely the main thing to be breached here. So really nice angles there, and again, we've plugged the top half to keep our head safe, and that's our respawns for the team, and some extra boxes and lockers. Heading further around the mobility chute now, it finishes at this level. We do have some retakes for the roof. You can ankle by anyone that may be playing around up there. And then we're opening up to 1 more level of farm, bringing our total to 39. We'll round that to 40 because it's an odd number to work with. And there we go. The mobility is symmetrical, so everything meets in the middle. And then you have to loop all the way around through the farm to get to your actual roof exit to keep that door cost nice and high. You can see the 2 mobility chutes line up and the 2 roof exits line up, making the space even stronger from the top down. Opening the garage door, we'll exit out onto our roof, and from here you can see we have a lot of angles and a bit of a meth lab on top, where we've got all the mixing tables we'll need for creating our teas. And if you want to do a bit of a charcoal farm and make it look pretty like I have, recommend setting it up like this. 4 turrets cover our roof nicely, and you can see the chain link in the middle is placed perfectly to be annoying for raiders who are going to ladder up from the outside and be face to face with that double chain link turret. Heading further around our roof, you can see we've got some raid base coverage here with the backwards roofs. This peak is perfect for looking at people far away, and we can also view around and outside the compound towards the external. And lastly, we have some peak downs that look around into our funnel, covering the front door. And these are some older style peaks, but they're certainly stable. As you see, I can remove a lot of walls, and our entire roof sticks around. Moving on to the total build cost, here it is. Second up is the box mounts to make things easier to visualize. And lastly is the total upkeep spread between 3 TCs, the main TC holding the majority of that upkeep. Hopefully boys and girls enjoyed that. We're going to move on to the tutorial now. Cheers for watching. Alright, moving on to the tutorial now, we're going to place a foundation just level with the height of the water and then raise some up. We're going to ensure we can fit a pump underneath, that's super important. And if you've confirmed all that, your build spot is good to go. From there, we're going to make a bit of a 2-line shape here with 3 wooden squares. That's so we can get underneath and in the basement. Then from there, each triangle is going to be raised and upgraded to stone on all of the corners. And these are triangles that are for TC, for mobility. These are the important triangles, so on every corner that will get upgraded to metal, hopefully at some point. Then from there, we can wrap around for our airlock, giving us a full hexagon. Gives us space for the unlootable fridges. And we can meet all of this in the middle here, just with some half-height walls and floors. Around the opposite side, doing the exact same thing as well. Upgrading it all. And then we're just meeting in the middle with floors, and this is all for the basement. Talking about the basement, let's make the entrance now. Again, we're going to create that same hexagon. Then from there you can wrap it in walls. Just like that. And a couple of half-height ones here. And we'll need a frame in the middle, and that's our basement entrance. And that's where all the pumps go. And you can place them as early on as you need. And exact same around this side of the base. And there we go. Once you've done that, we'll work on the airlock. You're going to get 2 windows and a door, and you're coming through to the left. Adding 2 more doors to the raid cost there. And then you can seal up that airlock. And those 3 triangles don't go any higher except for frames for roof. So you can ignore them for just now. Then a couple of doors come in. This frame here prevents anyone placing twig to help them loot to the unlootable fridge, making it 100% unlootable. So we'll seal both them up and get ready for our fridge. You can leave that until you've got a couple fridges lying around. It's super early on in the tier 1 tech tree, so you'll get that fridge no problem if you don't find one. And there we go. Place it in, throw a code lock on, or don't, you can lock it at any time. Only hard BP is probably the ladder. And you just seal it up half wall, low wall, and the ladder comes in at an angle like this, and you'll want to enable auto crouch in your F1 console to help you access this fridge, or else you may struggle. F1, auto crouch, true. And then the exact same thing on this side of the base. Once you've done all of that, we can head over to the TC large battery and mobility corners and just start walling them off. And then we're just going to wall them in too. Window goes in for the TC spot. You can slot a TC in here. Round the other side, you're going to throw down a battery. And over on this end is our jump ups. We get some doors in front of them too. There we go. Same over here. In our little farm area of the 3x3, we're going to raise up some half-height squares on every single corner so we can get some more planters. And then just for stability in the main core, we're going to add in some frames. And it's also aesthetically pleasing in my opinion. So we can do that on every single corner. And then we can get our planters down. No real hard placement here, but I'm going to show it anyway. Just like that. And then 12 more. And throw a ceiling on top. Just like that. Then from there, we can go ahead and work on the electrics. You can place your ceiling lights in this position. And then your sprinklers in this position. You'll need 4 of each on every floor. Not too much power, and 1 pump per floor. So it should be okay. Then we'll wall in our mobility chute here. And just start working on raising that up. Walling in our jump up. We're actually going to leave 1 triangle away. And just honeycomb this one. And that's for mobility later on. And then our jump up goes there. And around the opposite side. Doing the same thing. Just like that. Around the opposite 2 ends of the base, we're going to have our little bedroom spawn with the 2 shooting ports. So you get a window on every side, wall on the left and right, and a door in the middle. And then you just raise it up like so. And you can get your beds in here. And the same over here. Once you've done that, it's the exact same farm. And once you've done that, it's the same farm on this level here. Just repeating exactly what's below. And then throw your ceiling on top. And upgrade all that. Let's move back over to our mobility now and add in these walls. And we'll start to raise it up. This site is now the end of mobility. You'll remember from the tour, and this is going to be straight peak ups from here now. So you can throw down your windows, and these are the retakes for roof. That just elongates the door path, making it a bit more expensive from the top down, and harder to get all of our important planters. And there we go. Adding your door frames there, and you could even add an extra triangle too. There's a bit of a shelf that also makes it harder to fire back at the retake. We're finishing that off with half walls, not full walls, just to cap it off. That's the max height of main base there, and then we go out onto roof. Add in your half walls, your doors, and then sealing this part off. Around the opposite 2 ends is our actual roof exits. So we'll seal them off like that, and we'll work in the farm here. Same farm base as the 2 floors below. Super simple. All the same placement for sprinklers, ceiling lights, all that good stuff. And there we go, looking good. Add a ceiling on top of all of this. Just like all that. And we can go back out to the actual roof exit now. Adding in a couple of half walls here, and our door to jump up. Same over here. And doors in between, and we'll meet the height as well with half floors. And sealing that off. Do the same on the opposite side, and then from there it's going to be all about raising frames up from down below. Just like that. Okay, go ahead and drop down off the base, and on the left side of every corner here, you can see the left side foundation. It's going to get 2 foundations, one starting in the center and then one coming off the side. That's the side where the actual door peak comes from, so we're going to give that the most stability. Make sure you do it on the left side, or else you're going to mess up the roof as you go up higher later on. Each one of these foundations is going to get frames raised up to the 3rd level, just like this. And we're going to make sure we are doing it on the left side every time. So we come around here, we look to the left, it gets 2 foundations. And then we look to the right and it gets only 1 foundation. And that's coming further away from the base. Very important, and you'll see why once we get up top. You can see the right hand side's just getting that 1 foundation there. And then go away and do that all the way around the base. Once you've done all of the corner foundations and frames, you can jump on top of your airlocks and your combing, add a ceiling on top, and then again raise frames all the way up here to the 3rd level, and those are also going to be stone. And later on you want to metal the corners, and later on you may want to metal up these corners and the frames along with it. But you'll do that on all 4 sides and then get back up on roof. Up on roof, all the frames are done. I'm just going to give them a quick upgrade. And then at this stage, we can add our floors in. Add in your 2 triangle floors like so, and then your single door is going to come off of the side with the 2 sets of foundations. It's the only side it's going to let you place it on, but that's why we did 2 foundations at the bottom there, and add more frames for the extra stability on the door. In the center, it's pretty simple. We start with a triangle for our turret. Then we can start by placing these 2. Easier to place our half walls and our low walls, while the roofs are not actually there. If you're having issues placing these, it's because you have regular stone frames on the left and right. Upgrade those to metal, or anything thinner, and it'll let you place those roofs. They're just a little bit buggy with the stone frame only. So if you do have issues, and you have a stone base, it's probably that's why, so just upgrade. It should resolve the issue. And then we'll finish off the roof just doing the exact same thing that we've already done. Once you've done that, come to the center of your roof and we'll throw down 4 frames. This is where the chain link's going to go later on. If you do want to place the mixing tables the exact same way that I did have them, you'll start by adding 3 bits of chain link. You can place your first 2 mixing tables in. And then for my best efforts, it looks like this is going to be a suicide placement. So you're going to have to seal yourself in with chain link, place that, and then F1 kill. And then you get all 3 in there in nice and snug. Up top goes the windmill. You can go higher with that if you want, but we don't need a lot of power for this base. And if you guys are interested in building that compound, it's going to be in my Discord, just because it's not fully necessary to the farm base, but there'll be a tutorial there if you join. Hopefully boys and girls did enjoy this video. If you did, then please feel free to leave me a like and drop me a comment down below. I really hope to see the perfect farm base out there on some servers. It's an absolute bang, and I'll see you boys and girls in the next video. See you in a bit.